Christmas may be over, but the surprises keep coming. While my son dives into a whole other world in VR, I'm diving into this package Renogy sent me. Out of pure coincidence, I was 5 days over warranty, but they still came through and sent me a brand new DC to DC charger. How cool is that? Let's open this up and get started. Well, my son is busy playing VR for Christmas, and we're just hanging out for, the Christmas break and all that. I actually got a package today, so I'm pretty excited. We're gonna dive right into it. Renogy sent us a little package here, and we got ourselves another DC to DC charger. So we're gonna swap it out. I think it was December 26th. The day after Christmas, I get an email from Renogy, and it said, we're gonna send you out a new package and cover your warranty claim, even though I was several days over. When I got it, it worked great. There was no flaws until just about a couple weeks ago. I was driving down the road and it just completely shut off. Did all the troubleshooting steps and we could not figure out why it just failed. I even smacked it a couple times with my hand. See, maybe it was just a loose wire inside, but who knows? The fuses aren't blown, everything seems fine, the voltages are correct, but it's just not putting out any power. So they sent out a new unit. Thankfully, the reason why I didn't go Victron was because it was well over $600 to get two 30 amp DC to DC chargers put in my van. So I just bought a Renogy unit for like 200 and something bucks. It was on sale, it was a good price. And I didn't realize that it only had a 1-year warranty. So that is one thing to consider. And then several months later, they actually came out with a 50 amp version from Victron. And that was legitimately what I was going to buy after this one failed. Like, I looked up the research, there's a 5-year warranty on the Victron. I don't need all that fancy gear up there. I can remove all that and sell it if I wanted to. That's my honest review. I was literally going to change companies, that I was just completely fed up. I was done. And then Renogy reached out and decided, hey, we'll send you a new one. To be honest, I will probably end up switching to Victron because I already have a Victron system. So why not have that Victron system do its smart Bluetooth networking with my solar controllers, so that when I'm driving, all 4 of my controllers are working together. Or, well, 3 of them, 2 of them. One of them would be disabled because it's not like I'm driving around with ground mounted panels unless I connected the ones on the trailer, but I digress. Anyways, let's dig into this package. And I also have a little surprise for you guys. I decided to pick myself up a Weirdos Unite shirt. So I'm super excited to open this. It was a good deal, I couldn't resist, and I really like the Only Vans t-shirt. So, alright, I'm definitely keeping this bag. I think it's such a cool bag. I don't know what I would exactly do with it yet, but I'm sure I'll figure out something. Thank you, Chrome. Big fan of your channel. There's my stickers. That's what I was looking for. I knew there was stickers in here somewhere. Boom. Only Vans stickers. I got my shirt. Sweet. I'm gonna put it on. I'm excited. I thought this shirt was hilarious, and now that I actually live in my van, like almost full time. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, it fits nice too. It's too bad it didn't come in long sleeve. I probably would have picked up the long sleeve. All right, thanks Chrome, appreciate it. Hopefully you'll hit 500k subscribers soon, and I'll be hitting 1,000 subscribers soon, and hopefully we meet up one day. I'd love to do a little collab with you guys. Have a fire, eat some s'mores or something, All right guys, let's dig into this package now. Looks exactly the same. All the pins are set up. We just got to connect our ignition switch or power and power to the starter. Cool. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the whole bed apart. We're gonna get our tools ready to go, and then we're gonna get this ready. We're gonna put it in. We also have to pop the hood of the van, pull out the fuse, because I honestly don't trust myself, so I'm gonna take every precaution. Because if I accidentally touch the negative to the positive, I'm gonna blow that fuse, and I don't feel like replacing it because they're like 20, 30 bucks for those big fuses. Okay, all right, let's get started. Yeah, so I'm ready to go. We just gotta go disconnect the fuse under the hood for this wire here. Disconnect everything here. So we'll turn that switch off so there's no power going to this wire. And then we'll pop out the screws, bolts, pop this bad boy out, and then we'll just put in the new one. There's the new one right here. Yeah, so we're pretty well ready to go. There's a few things we've got to make sure. Got a DC charger down there charging the batteries. Well, keeping the batteries in storage anyways. Got the solar controllers running, so we got to disconnect the solar. Done. Those are offline. So we're gonna go unplug the house power, plug the fuse. Looks like there's a little bit of rust forming on the fuse here. So before I put that back on, I'm going to clean that off. Clean the posts off, make sure there's a good contact between the fuse and those blocks. Should be okay though. Step 2 complete. Heater's off. So we're safe to flip this switch. Disconnects everything. So we're going to take this apart, take that off, and we'll investigate what's wrong with that wire. All right, I'm going to pop that back on for safety, because I don't want to touch that to any ground, because that's live, and that's dead. I'm going to verify. We've got a voltmeter here. All right, so we're reading a voltage, which is good. All right, so we're going to check this guy. 0 volts. We can also check this one here. Nothing. So there's no power going to that wire, and there's no power going to that wire, and there's no power going to that wire. So we're safe to work on our system. So it's not as bad as I thought it was, but there's definitely some wires broken, and I can't tell if there's any more. It looks like a nice solid crimp, like a really good crimp, a really solid one. I don't know why this heats up, but we're gonna redo it anyways. So we're gonna cut that off and put a new one on. Okay, so now I'm all prepared. I've got my big old crimp out. We're gonna set this up, get it all nice and crimped, call it a day. First step is getting your hands all messy. We need to load this up. Now this is conductive. This fills the gaps so that there's no arcing, sparking, or anything like that, which creates heat, which what makes the system fail when it gets too hot. Especially if we're pushing 60 amps through this thing. Get as much as you can in there, and we're now gonna crimp it. Reason I can tell it's a good crimp is because there's black stuff coming out of the seams. We're gonna put this on here, call her done. Put her back together, swap out the DC to DC controller, and we'll turn this all back on, see how it runs. Okay, so upon further investigation, I think I found out the problem. So when I came to this right here, this nut right here was loose. Look at that, eh? Loose. That's how it was. That's why it was so moving around. So let's tighten it up. I'm gonna give it a little crank. Not too tight because it's plastic underneath. I don't know what else is under there. There. Now that is tight. Now let's see if that solves the problem. I think that was the issue, is that nut was just loose and creating a bunch of heat on just this one side. This side was cold, but this one nut heated up that whole wire, probably a good 6 inches to about 40, 50 degrees Celsius. That's a big problem. That was not supposed to be like that. All right. We're gonna put this all back together now. Now that's like super tight. This should probably not heat up anymore. I was super confused because this thing is rated for cranking. Like, you could start a car through this thing, you know, as long as it's not more than like 10 seconds of cranking. This will handle the heat and whatever for like 1,000 amps for like 20 seconds or something. So the fact that it couldn't handle 60 amps really confused me. Oh, there it is. That's all tight, that's all tight. Now we can start putting this back together. Yeah, this is an LTT screwdriver, Linus Tech Tips. I love that screwdriver, it's freaking awesome. Okay, that section is done. New wiring is in. Let's get these bolts undone and we'll get this thing ready to go. Okay, we finally got it installed. Got the heater turned on. Got a little cold on the toes, but not too bad. We're gonna turn on the van and we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully no blue smoke. So you guys make sure everything's all good while I go turn on the van. Green light. Boom, she's working. 19 amps. Sweet. So everything seems to be working good. Pretty happy with that. There's no way to actually test whether or not this switch is going to heat up until I drain these batteries a good, 20% or something like that, and then I flip on the van, put that full 60 amps straight into the battery bank. That way it's running through that cable. Hopefully everything's good. If you guys are curious if this DC to DC charger will last, stay tuned. Maybe not. Maybe next week it'll die. Maybe in a year it'll die. Maybe 2 years from now it'll die. I have no idea. Do I recommend Renogy to you guys? Yes. Renogy is such a great product. I'm actually running their solar panels on the roof and I have not had a single issues. I've got another Renogy charger in my trailer and it works great. The only thing that I don't like about it, it is not MPPT, but that's my fault because I didn't fork out the extra money to get it. It was only like 35 bucks, so I wasn't gonna complain. So we're gonna clean up all my tools, put everything away. Hopefully you guys had a Merry Christmas and had a good happy holidays and all that fun stuff. And hopefully you guys have a good happy New Year's. If everything goes good, we'll be back on the road here in a week or two. I don't know exactly when, but I'm hoping at least get my credit card before I leave. That's my major concern, is having a little bit of extra, wiggle room in case of emergencies like this, where I need to fork out $200, $300, $400 to repair the van. At least I can put it on the credit card. But if I don't have that credit card, I'm completely screwed. If anything ever happened, I need a tow truck or anything like that, I didn't have the money in the bank account. So the money in the bank account's for bills. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.